Hi guys, welcome to the update. Let's have another look at Bitcoin bottom indicators, like my three EMA and MAs based off Fibonacci numbers. So on the 2-week chart, we can see when the 21 and the 34 go under the 55 here, the orange and pink under the yellow, that the bottom's already forming or is in. So it's forming here. Went under the yellow, bottom was in here. Went under the yellow, bottom was forming. When here we are. Went under the yellow, bottom is forming. It's playing out. Everyone talks about the cycle. Well, there's a cycle. Let's have a look at some other. So even on this chart, it's a similar thing. And down into in between the green and blue, in between the green and blue. Okay, like I said, probably 54k. If this does what the other bottoms did, where it is forming the bottom and it just has that one last dip where it grabs all the people shorting and then shoots up. That would coincide with this touching this blue line at 25.66 like it's done every other time. Doesn't have to do it, but okay, let's have a look here. What have we got? It touches the purple every time. Here it went under it because of the FTX. So we're at the purple again. The blue goes under the yellow. Bottom's forming, I'm guessing, or has been. Yeah. All right. Now let's have a look at the chart. Well, like I said, there's multiple things showing that this is the bottom, otherwise we're going to have that crash as per the other video. I'm writing a new out of the two that I was using before. I didn't quite like them, so I rewrote it, and I've now found another way of making this even more. This one's a lot better than the first two I did. It'll help you with the absorption and exhaustion, so you know when people are shorting and then the big players are absorbing it all and then it moves up. Okay, just want it to be more accurate, even though this one's quite good. It's getting it right at the bottoms. I'm just not sure about all the dots and whatever. I said there's quite a bit involved in it, so, and I also don't like this percentage, so I'm going to change that a little bit. I like this though. You can, but yeah, as I said, once I finish it, then if you're a student, then you'll get use of it. I'll try and see if I can get it published on TradingView, but fuck me, what a nightmare they are. Bunch of fucking tools. Anyway, let's have a look at the chart. So we were back here somewhere, and then I said they were absorbing and it's going to move up. And I even said it breaks this and all of that, I'm out of my short, which I did. Okay, because I had it just a limit order sitting there. It doesn't bother me that it did what I said also in the video, where I said, could it come up and touch the NPOC and then fall back through the line? Yes, it could. That's exactly what it did. And I said, if it did do that, it would come down and take out this daily level, which it did perfectly. Then you see here, we've had the two touches of it. And now, since then, the first of the month has come along. So there's monthly levels involved and then monthly NPOCs, and this was one of them. And it came, as soon as you put that in, a few days later, it obviously wants to go up and touch it, which it's doing now. And it's taking out this NPOC from yesterday. We had these levels here, as you can see. And the one thing to know, the trend line that was in play, this red trend line, if you actually put it out to that other bit where I said you could move it to, you can see this is probably where it's going to come up. You've got one last chance maybe to get into the short here, or even just above, and it catches them out longing and it rejects off the VWAP. May give you that, there may be that opportunity here, we don't know. Okay, one thing to note is there is some absorption going on here of the sellers, so this could easily break out from this trend line, because if you take this back to here, you can see it's broken it twice, so there's a higher probability of it to move out further. Where would it go to? Okay, well, we know these levels have been taken out. I think because we've already broken under the PAC here, we've already touched the VAH up here, and now we've tested under the PAC, that the more likely move is that it moves down to that area where I said is the long opportunity, and that would form that right shoulder of this red trend line here that I spoke about back here. I said it could, back here I said that this could be forming a pattern which would move it down into this area here, which is where I'd be looking for a long, right around here. Okay, so as usual, we look at what happens if it breaks down and what happens if it breaks up. So if it breaks down, that's the long area. If it breaks up, you wait to see the reaction from here in this little spot here, because you may be able to get into a short for when it does move down to that area. And if it doesn't go down there, and this is the next local bottom, because then that would coincide with it being, trying to make it not go under all this other support here. You see where it kept getting bought out here, through here. Okay, so it's trying to hold that up. And that's why the bulls are absorbing all the selling here, because they're trying to hold it up, which is the battle. So the short trade is to see what happens just around here and off this VWAP. Otherwise, I wouldn't be entering one until up at this area up here off this trend line, and then like I said, even if it does get up there, it could just break straight through, because that's that red trend line I spoke about way back here. But for me, I like the scenario that we've hit the NPOC here and it rejects down to my area down here for the long, and that would be play out exactly like I said it would, nearly a month ago. And as we know, most of the time when I say something, it usually happens. So, but I don't get it right all the time. So yeah, this is, like I said, we're in this area here where you could look at a short either here, and then it may not hold because this could break out, and then we look at that other area with the short, and that would only be a small short because it could just come down and then break up and break out of that red trend line. And for the long is down in that area as per previous videos. Okay, I like this scenario more because, like I said, it's already gone up above the VAH, come back, tested underneath, dropped down. Now it's testing underneath the POC, so the more likely scenario is that this fails and comes down and touches here. Let's check if that's the local one. Yes. Okay, so just to here. And then, like I said, I think it will probably come all the way down into this area, which is where I like the long. All right. So yeah, I said I'm not bothered that I'm out of my short. I don't care because I'm in other shorts, and I'm in a long here, so I don't need to try and long a breakout here because that's not what we do. We catch longs down here and we catch the shorts up here. Okay, and as you can see, this is as per the last video where I explained the market structure here. Okay, so this is now making another lower high, which could, as I said, could be around here or even up at this daily level. All right, let's have a look at where the fib pocket is there. So the VWAP more likely is where it will reject. And then as said, that would keep making this market structure of lower lows and lower highs, and then it would make another lower high here and then move down. As said, all these levels are all gone, so there's nothing here now. So once it breaks down under this, under these levels right here, this is going to be hit. All right, see you in the next one.